I love tower defense games. Balloons, Plants vs. Zombies, you name it, I've probably played it. But today, we're going back to the one that started it all for me, Kingdom Rush. And in order to 100% complete it, I have to earn all 74 achievements, beat every boss, unlock every hero and every upgrade, and complete the entire campaign 3 separate times. Oh yeah, and I'm going to be doing all of that on Veteran, the hardest difficulty in the game. And looking back on things, that might have been a mistake. So without wasting any time, we jump straight into the very first level, Southport. Now, if you've never played Kingdom Rush before, your job is quite simple. Stop the enemies from getting here to here. That's it. To do that, you've got 4 tower types: archers, barracks, mages, and artilleries. Each of these have their own unique traits and abilities. For example, mage towers excel at dealing with armored enemies, whereas barracks are perfect for stalling large groups. Lucky for us, even on Veteran, the game starts out quite easy, as all we had to deal with were goblins and orcs, and it didn't take long before we picked up our first 3 achievements and beat the level. Safe to say, we were cooking. Also, by completing a stage with at least 18 out of 20 lives left, we get rewarded with 3 stars, which is actually quite important, as not only do we need all 130 of these for the 100%, but stars also act as skill points, allowing us to purchase upgrades for our towers and spells. And trust me, on Veteran, these upgrades can be the difference between failing or beating a level. We were able to likewise smash through the next level with ease, but then we hit Grass, which introduces 2 enemies that will later become the bane of my existence, the first being shamans. These guys sit at the back and pocket heal every enemy in front of them. Healing goblins, that's fine. Healing orcs, I can live with that, but healing ogres, yeah, that's an issue. Hey, achievement. As it reads, ogres are big, ugly, have very high health, and obliterate everything in their path. So to deal with these guys, we relied heavily on the 2 main spells. We split up the shamans from the ogres by calling in reinforcements, 200 IQ if I dare say so myself, and then once they clustered up, we dropped a couple rain of fire meteors on their head for good measure. And this strategy was working out quite nicely until it wasn't, as one of the ogres had managed to slip through, and with our reinforcements on cooldown, things weren't looking so great. Oh, he's on 1 HP. Come on, come on. Freedom! Yes! Come on. No life lost. That's huge. Beating Pigras also unlocks our very first hero, Sir Gerald Lightseeker. Wait, what's that? This video is sponsored by Polybuzz. Polybuzz is an AI chat app with over 40 million downloads worldwide, where you can chat with or even create your very own characters. You can chat with characters like Tony Stark, Captain Price, and even Gandalf. Oh my god. Gandalf, my guy. Do you like to rave?
Rave, as in those loud gatherings with bright lights and questionable music choices. No. I prefer quiet contemplation over whatever that was. I was delayed.
Oh my god, they've even got the plumber. All right, Mario, any tips on 100% beating Kingdom Rush?
Kingdom Rush? Oh boy, that game's a real doozy. Need to get some better upgrades for your towers.
You know what? He's actually not wrong. That's some pretty solid advice. So guys, if you want to chat with characters from your favorite games, TV shows, movie, or anime, you can try it yourself by downloading Polybuzz using the link in the description and use the code PLAY55 to unlock premium features. With that said, let's get back to the video. Heroes like Sir Gerald are insanely useful. You can move them freely around the map, making them perfect at blocking enemies and holding choke points. Well, at least that's the idea. Oh, fuck. We're leaking. We're leaking, boys. Gerald did become less useless as we started leveling him up, eventually reaching level 5, earning us Champion of Linria, one of the many achievements that we managed to grab in this stage. Then we reach Silver Oak Forest, where we could grab the achievement Forest Diplomacy for hiring 4 elves at this outpost. Imagine though, if we like totally forgot about that achievement and didn't get it at all. Yeah, that'd be fucking hilarious, wouldn't it? Ah, shit. I actually do have an excuse for missing this achievement, and that is the fact that I had to spend this whole bloody level dealing with these damn spiders. Giant spiders, baby spiders, mummy spiders that spawn more baby spiders. It's kind of OD. And as an Aussie, I have to deal with these things IRL, so you'd think I could handle them in a video game. Well, you'd be wrong. Fuck. As it turns out, the answer I was looking for was staring me in the face the whole time, as this is the first level where we get access to the level 4 tower upgrade, the Ranger's Hideout. Not only does it have the fastest fire rate in the game, making it great at crowd control, but it also has 2 abilities that are genuinely broken. I'll touch more on those later. Anyway, after grabbing death from above and picking up 2 of these bad boys, the spiders didn't stand a chance. Hey, Starry, earn 15 stars. Very nice. By this point, I was getting a hang of the game and Veteran Difficulty, but I might have been getting ahead of myself, because up next was our first ever boss level, the Citadel, and for beating it, we'd earn the achievement, Nuts and Bolts. This stage introduces Dark Knights, heavily armored enemies that our current defense was absolutely not equipped to deal with, especially when they are getting pocket healed by 10 shamans. Yeah, it wasn't pretty. I failed. A lot. In fact, I failed so many times that I was picking up random achievements just from the sheer volume of attempts, one of which perfectly summed things up. Hey, cannon fodder, send 1,000 soldiers to their deaths. Yeah, that checks out. Also worth noting, at the start of this level, you are given 7 Imperial Guards, and if you beat the map with at least 3 of them still alive, you earn the achievement Imperial Savior. Yeah, we did not get that one, but eventually we made it to the final wave and our first ever boss, the Juggernaut. This thing spawns minions, spams long-range missiles at your troops, and sits on a casual 12,000 HP on Veteran. So yeah, he's a bit of a tank. I ended up using Gerald as a sacrificial lamb to stall him, giving our rangers and newly unlocked arcane wizards enough time to chip away at his health. And down he goes. There it is, Nuts and Bolts defeat the Juggernaut. We did not get 3 stars, but that's alright. We've cleared this stage at least. From there, the campaign took us up into the mountains, where things were going pretty smoothly until we hit Icewind Pass. This level gave me the shits for 2 reasons. Number 1, the spiders are back, which is great. And number 2, this is where we meet some of the worst enemies in the game, trolls. All trolls regenerate health over time, making them hard to kill. Then you've got the troll chieftain, who enrages nearby trolls, making them faster and stronger, and on top of that, there's also troll champions, who just hurl axes at your soldiers. Now look, I get it, an axe to the head probably does hurt, but the damage these things deal out is actually fucked. Combine that with the never-ending spiders, and yeah. Bruh. After getting my ass handed to me for the better part of an hour and picking up Die Hard along the way, I finally worked out a strategy, all revolving around 2 towers, the Barbarians and the Rangers. The Barbarians are the new level 4 barracks which we unlock here. They are pure glass cannons, the definition of the best defense being good offense. And once you upgrade their throwing axes ability, these guys turn into an absolute death squad. And it felt like justice watching those trolls eat some axes in return. Now, because they are glass cannons, they go down quite quickly. This is where the Rangers come in. More specifically, their abilities. Poison arrows assist in melting down high HP enemies, and Wrath of the Forest traps enemies in vines while dealing damage itself. These 2 towers working in tandem was the stuff of legend. Literally Shaq and Kobe of towers. And because of this, not only did we clear the level without losing a single life, but we also picked up all 4 achievements that were tied to both towers' abilities. With this newfound confidence, we moved on to Stormcloud Temple, and our second boss, JT, a giant yeti with the ability to freeze our towers, and Did he just fucking eat them? So yeah, the barbarians weren't gonna cut it here, but with our newly unlocked hero, Magnus Spellbane, and his magic attacks, we were able to handle all the armored enemies and take down JT right as he reached the exit. Hey, there it is. Is he dead yet? Defeat JT, and we get the 3 stars. Let's go. After that, I went back and cleaned up a few levels that I'd missed 3 stars on, which was much easier now with Magnus and our newly maxed out reinforcements. These not only have more health and hit harder, but also now come with a ranged spear attack. And finally, we grabbed the one that got away. There it is, Imperial Savior. We finally got it. We beat the level with 3 of the guys still alive. Come on, and the 3 stars. With the mountains cleared, it was time for the final region of the main campaign, the Wastes. And this is where we unlock what I can only describe as the most overpowered tower in the entire game, the Tesla. One of the 2 level 4 artilleries, it excels at mass AoE damage, perfect for dealing with the hordes of skellies that constantly spawn from the graveyard in this level. Now at the time, I wasn't aware how good it actually was, so I kinda didn't use it, which probably explains why I only got 2 stars, but I did however manage to get Magnus to level 10, which earned us Legend of Limria. So at least something good came out of it. We did learn from our mistakes in the next level though, as we not only bought the Tesla, but we also picked up the other level 4 artillery, the Big Bertha, which meant that we had now built every single level 4 tower in the game. While we are on the subject of towers, one I haven't mentioned yet is the Sorcerer Mage Tower. Genuinely an S tier tower. It lowers the armor of anything it attacks, and it has 2 abilities that are extremely OP. The first is Polymorph, which literally turns enemies into sheep. And the second is Summon Elemental, which spawns a giant earth elemental to block and beat up enemies. And because this level has its very own magma elementals, this guy was the perfect matchup to help take them down. The other main enemy that we face in this part of the campaign are demons. These guys resist magic damage and kamikaze on death, which is pretty bloody annoying. But having our troops survive these explosions 300 times did net us an achievement. After 3-starring this level and earning our 30th star, it was time for the final level of the base campaign, the Dark Tower, home of the final boss, Veznan. And this is where the Tesla truly showed its worth. With the overcharge ability upgraded, it sends out a static field of electricity that absolutely melts the skeletons and skeleton knights pouring out of the graveyard. Paired with the ranger's Wrath of the Forest to stall everything else, this combo was perfection. We continued buying Teslas left, right, and center, knocking off achievements as we went. And before long, we reached the final wave with all 20 lives still intact, meaning that all that was left was Veznan himself. And honestly, at first, he was way easier than I expected, but then... Oh shit. He just turned into a big guy. Holy fuck. Yeah, just like a Souls boss, this motherfucker has 2 phases. And after absolutely murking our hero and troops, he started making his way to the exit alarmingly fast. No! No! Oh my god. I tried once more and failed once more, but you know what they say, 3rd time's a charm. I decided to stack more offensive towers near the entrance, trying to force Veznan into his 2nd phase earlier so we'd have more time to burn him down in the back half of the track. And it worked. Come on! Woo! This is the end. Defeat Veznan. Oh, that's so good. Come on. That was actually tough. Let's go. Great Defender complete the campaign, and Supreme Defender complete the campaign in veteran mode. Let's go, baby. Come on. But even after now having beat the campaign, we weren't done. In fact, we weren't even close, because to truly 100% the game and earn these 2 achievements here, we still had to complete every heroic and every iron challenge. And trust me, this is where shit starts to get real. Now, before we dive in, let me quickly explain how these work. Heroic stages require you to beat 6 large waves with restrictions in place. For most levels, you can't use heroes. Oh, and you only have 1 life. Iron challenges, on the other hand, are just 1 massive wave, but the game also bans half of the towers, and also still 1 life. So if a single enemy sneaks through on either of those at any point, it's game over and you have to start again. To my surprise, the first few levels were a piece of piss. But just like me in the bedroom, that didn't last long, because then we got to Pagras. Fucking Pagras. Which means Return of the Ogres and the Shamans. Except this time, there's like 10 times as many. The final wave of the Heroic Challenge alone has 5 Ogres and 15 Shamans, with 1 life. So, shock horror, I failed over and over and over again. I was getting so pissed off with this level that I was doing anything I could to calm down. I decided to go fishing, and I even started petting the sheep.
The fact that that is an achievement is actually cooked.
Both challenges for this level took me well over an hour, and considering it's only the 3rd stage, this was extremely concerning. Come on, come on. Come on! Oh my god, let's go. That was the hardest thing I've done. That's huge. Something I did prioritize during these challenges was cleaning up all the missable achievements I didn't get first time round, including finally grabbing Forest Diplomacy at Silver Oak Forest and Leica Henderson for freeing the Sasquatch on Icewind Pass. That one required me to waste a rain of fire to thaw the ice, which is actually pretty cool, but I'm pretty sure that that's why I failed that attempt. Anyway, after Pagras, I went on a bit of a roll, smashing through several Iron and Heroic stages with little to no trouble, until Storm Cloud Temple, mainly due to one enemy, Rocket Riders. They are the fastest flying enemy in the game, thanks to their speed boost ability, which kicks in as soon as they take damage. And on wave 5, you have to take out 14 of them. And I swear to God, every single attempt, just one of them would sneak through.
No way. There's no way in hell. There's no way, bro.
Oh. And then on the one attempt where I somehow survived the Rocket Riders, oh my fucking god. After 15 plus attempts, I had picked up Medic and Dust to Dust purely from the sheer number of tries, but still I couldn't crack it. So I closed the game, took a few hours off, and came back fresh. And on my very first attempt back, I beat it. I forgot to record it, but I did beat it. Yeah. Rookie error. Trust me though, I clutched up with a rain of fire. It was actually pretty epic. Anyway, the Iron Challenge, thank the gods, was much more straightforward. You're restricted to wizards only, which was actually the perfect opportunity to grab Elementalist for summoning 5 rock elementals in one stage, which was pretty much a requirement anyway. We also picked up Sunburner along the way and wrapped it up on our first attempt, which left just the final 3 levels. And somehow, these were the easiest of the entire campaign, because finally, the game lets us use heroes. Now, I love Gerald and Magnus, and Malik Hammerfury. He even took one for the team. But the heroes we'd unlocked by completing the campaign were in a completely different tier. These are so broken that back in the day, you actually had to pay for them separately. Low-key pay to win, but we got them for free. Hey, achievement. One of these heroes that carried me through the final levels was Alora Wintersong. She is able to freeze enemies, slow entire waves, and deal massive amounts of magic damage. And with her on the field, we cleared every remaining Iron and Heroic stage on our first attempt.
There it is, Heroic Defender. Complete all Heroic stages. And Iron Defender. Complete all Iron stages. Let's go.
With the Heroic and Iron challenges done, it was time for the Elite levels. We unlocked these after beating the campaign, and they are considerably harder. I'd actually tried one of these earlier in the run and got absolutely cooked. But now that we had a full arsenal of upgrades and some pretty broken heroes, it was time for redemption. First up was Ruins of Akaroth, where we can pick up the achievement Orcs Must Die by beating this level's boss, Gulthuk. But before we do that, we had to take down 20 waves of goblins, ogres, and our personal favorites, shamans. Except now that we weren't restricted on towers, these guys stood absolutely no chance. The real threat were the new enemies, orc champions, which have high armor, high health, and high damage. Some of them even ride wargs, which is actually kinda badass. To deal with them, we built a sorcerer mage to drop their armor, and a big Bertha to nuke them while the paladins hold the backline. And look, the Tesla might be the best tower in the game, but we have to give the big Bertha its flowers, especially for this. This level also introduces forest trolls, which have 4,800 HP. Twice as much as a Yeti. On top of that, they have superb health regeneration, making them borderline invincible. Insta-kills are a must against these guys. Death Ray Wizard, Sniper Marksman, and the Sorcerer's polymorph ability made them considerably easier to deal with.
Hey, Shepherd.
Wave 20 eventually came around, and our maxed out paladins stole Gulthuk and his Pumbaa entirely. And thanks to their Holy Strike ability, we were able to chip away at his health and take him down.
Oh, let's go. Orcs must die. Defeat Gulthuk and its minions. Come on.
We smashed through the next level with ease, which unlocked Bandit's Lair, the first level in the game with 2 exit points. This sounds like it should be harder, but with insta-kills and ranges, it was pretty straightforward. I did keep accidentally selling my own towers though, which was really frustrating, but at least it earned me an achievement. The boss here was the Kingpin, who pretty much says, the road rules, and beeline straight through the middle of the map. But this detour wasn't enough to save him.
Yes, sir. I am the law. Do not let the Kingpin escape.
We then headed north to Saralgaz's lair, where we could grab a little Lord of the Rings Easter egg. This level has spiders, and a lot of them, which actually makes sense when you think about it because it's called Saralgaz's lair, and this is Saralgaz. She is what we like to refer to as Fugly. There are also quite a few high HP enemies that we have to deal with, so insta-kills once again were a must. This time we opted for a few sniper marksmans, allowing us to get 50 shot, 50 kills for sniping 50 enemies. And after dropping some meteors on Big Mummy Boss Spider, we earned the 3 stars and this level's achievement. Beating this stage also finally gave us enough stars to unlock every single upgrade in the game. Good timing because we were gonna need all of them for Glacial Heights.
And we click this thing and there we go. Boom. Oh, shit, he's dead. RIP, but hey, Scrat's meal. There we go.
This was the first elite level that I genuinely struggled on, with 2 enemies to blame. Troll Pathfinders, who skate across the ice at rapid pace, bypassing all soldiers and reinforcements entirely, and with only 1 tower to protect the final choke point, we lost a lot of lives. Troll Breakers, on the other hand, are trolls that display the anger management side effects of steroid abuse, as they smash through anything and everything in their path with a giant fuck off log. We also lost a lot of lives to these guys. I'm not proud of it, but man enough to say it, this level took me 3 hours to 3-star. Somehow sounds worse saying it out loud. The solution though was actually kind of obvious. Wrath of the Forest to stop the Pathfinders on the ice, which actually got us the achievement Cool Runnings, and as many insta-kills as possible for the Breakers, and praying that the Death Ray targets the right enemy. And 3 hours later, we finally got our 3 stars.
Oh, come on. Come on. Let's go. 3 stars. That took ages, but we got it. Let's go.
The next level was ironically a boss level and somehow 10 times easier. We had 9 barbarians hurling axes at the shield-wearing troll, Ulga Kai, and he didn't stand a chance.
Let's go. Don't feed the troll.
We also spotted a cheeky Plants vs. Zombies Easter egg achievement. Speaking of, after this, you should totally go check out my PvZ videos if you haven't already. Shameless plug for the win. From there, we smashed through a run of, I guess you call them the haunted levels, which had quite a few more Easter eggy achievements, as well as some pretty annoying enemies, like were-rats that poison your soldiers, black hags that turn them into frogs, and even Roadhog from Overwatch. Before long, we reached the final haunted level, Castle Blackburn, and defeating its boss, Lord Blackburn, would net us the achievement Game of Crowns. Lord Blackburn has the highest armor out of any boss in the entire game, and has a nasty tendency to disable all nearby towers. So in other words, he's a But with Allura and a wall of arcane wizards, we slowly melted him down.
Hey, Game of Crowns. That was close, but we got it.
Next up was Rotten Forest, where we are introduced to trees and swamp things. Yeah, that's actually what they're called. I didn't make that up. These guys throw goo at your soldiers and have a shit ton of health. So once again, insta-kills are the play. I also decided to get audacious with some earth elementals, thinking that they would be great at blocking the big guys. Except in this level, when one of them dies, a swamp thing spawns from the goo lake at the bottom of the map.
Oh shit, not good.
Despite that, things were going quite well. I hadn't lost a single life, and then the boss appeared. And in about 10 seconds, things went from this to this.
Hey, Clustered, we're about to fucking lose, but that's alright. Shit happens, I guess. Yeah, that's a loss.
Next attempt, we decided to test out Oni. And honestly, there's a reason that kids used to steal their mum's credit card to buy this guy for $5. He is genuinely that broken. With him and a full lineup of arcane wizards, we got our revenge.
Huge. Lumberjack. Come on.
Beating Rotten Forest unlocked the next level, Fungal Forest. And I'll just say it straight out of the gates, fuck this level. I could give you 10 reasons why, but I'll just give you 2. Number 1, the level design forces you to defend a single choke point right at the exit. And one of your 3 building spots is permanently taken up by the stupid expensive elves that nobody uses. Number 2, the shrooms. The fucking mushrooms. You have to rely so heavily on reinforcements and your hero in this level, and these things fuck them up so easily. Plus, there is like a billion of them. Just look at the screen. The only positive thing about the shrooms is killing them, and doing that 25 times actually got us an achievement. But after several attempts, we somehow managed to survive 20 waves, where we were rewarded with a giant mushroom boss.
Oh my god, we're clutch. We're clutch. Did we just... Oh, no way. No way. When he dies, he spawns like 50 fucking dudes, and look at our health. Oh. That's bullshit.
Goodbye 3 stars, but don't you worry, I got my revenge later. With only 3 achievements left and 2 elite levels to go, we jump straight into Pit of Fire.
Gulamian. Oversized demons with limited flight ability able to withstand a lot of punishment. That doesn't sound ideal.
These diabetes demons actually aren't too bad. Demon legions, on the other hand, yeah, they're a problem. These things can duplicate themselves, and if you don't take them out fast enough, what starts as one becomes an army. That would actually be a really good name for an achievement. Sure, the legions can be a pest, but the mini-boss in this level is borderline unfair. That being the 3-headed Satan puppy, Cerberus. This thing is pretty fast, has a lot of health, deals a lot of damage, and has really high armor. Oh yeah, also because it's technically a mini-boss, you can't insta-kill it or even stun it with the Wrath of the Forest. So, in other words, it's pretty hard to kill. In saying that, we did have the ultimate counter, Allura, as her abilities were able to slow down the Cerberus just enough for our towers to finish the job, which meant that all that was left was the final elite level Pandemonium. And for beating it, we would secure the achievement, Hello. But before we do that, I decided to go back and complete every single Heroic and Iron challenge for the elite levels first. And considering how badly some of the regular campaign challenges had already broken me, you can only imagine what the elite ones were gonna be like. That might have been the most unpleasant 15 hours of my entire life. That was fucked. I'm genuinely still recovering from the pain and frustration that some of those levels caused. And now look, I'm not going to walk through every single one because doing so would probably trigger some sort of PTSD, but here are the notable ones that can go get fucked. Nightfang Swale's Iron Challenge. The game expects you to defend the exit choke point with no barracks against 500 werewolves. No barracks, 500 werewolves, 1 life. What the fuck? Castle Blackburn and Ancient Necropolis. The regular levels were fine, the heroic challenges are complete and utter bullshit. Glacial Heights Heroic Challenge. I don't even need to explain this one. And then the worst of them all without a single shadow of a doubt, Rotten mountain forest. The Iron Challenge revolves entirely around depending on the elves. Yes, those useless, expensive elves, which somehow have to deal with a million spiders and shrooms. Did this get us the second to last achievement that we needed? Yes. Was any part of it enjoyable? No. And don't even get me started on the heroic challenge, I swear to God. All I'll say is it took me 3 hours and 15 minutes, and I'll leave it at that. But the key takeaway is that we got there. Oh my God. Come on. Oh, that took so long, bro. I've been at this for hours, which meant that all that was left was the final elite level Pandemonium and the final boss, Malok, who apparently has a new pet. Honestly, couldn't have happened to a better bloke. Anyway, this level is hectic. 3 lanes, non-stop demons, choke point at the very back of the map, the stuff of nightmares. And after a couple of not so good attempts, I landed on a strategy. And it's probably one of the most basic strategies in the entire game, stalling. The same thing that I did on the very first level, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We placed our hero and 2 barracks at the exit and let 3 Teslas take care of the rest. All we had to do was make sure that we perfectly timed our rain of fires to deal with the lesions, and just like that, waves 1 through 9 stress-free. Wave 10 though, yeah, that's where shit gets weird, because there are not 1, but 2 Cerberuses. This is where the Earth Elemental upgrade stall came into play. I don't know if that's the official name for the strat, but here's how it works. Whenever you upgrade the elemental ability, your elemental gets all of its health restored. So we sent both of them to engage the Cerberus, and the moment they were about to drop, bang. Upgrade purchased, back to full health, and back in the fight. Easy pickings. The next few waves went down without a hitch, which meant that all that was left was Malok. I figured the elemental stall worked so good the first time, why not run it back? Yeah, that's not good. But thankfully, Oni and the Paladins came in clutch and held down the backline just long enough for the Teslas and Big Berthas to do what they do best.
Come on, let's go. Let's fucking go. Hello, defeat Moloch, the Demon Overlord, 3 stars on Veteran, and that is every single achievement completed. Come on.
After going back and clearing the Iron and Heroic challenges for Pandemonium, we had finally done it. 130 out of 130 stars. Every hero unlocked, every upgrade maxed, and every single achievement earned. All on Veteren Difficulty. Kingdom Rush 100% complete. This was one of the first games that got me hooked into the tower defense genre, and coming back to it as an adult all these years later was as enjoyable as it was difficult. Pagras, Glacial Heights, Rotten Forest Heroic, there alone is 10 hours of my life that I'm never getting back. But despite all of that, I had an absolute blast. Now, there are 6 other Kingdom Rush games with a 7th on the way, and if you want to see me suffer through all of them, drop a comment down below, because honestly, I'd be so down. In the meantime, if you want to check out another 100% video, go watch this one right here. And as always, guys, take care.
Honor.